As we navigate through another winter here in Northwest Ohio, salt trucks are a common sight on our roads. While that salt is critical for keeping drivers safe, it doesn't just disappear once the snow melts.
No, WTOL 11 meteorologist Davis Wells joins us now to explain that runoff is creating a rising problem for our local waterways.
Well, we all rely on road salt to get to work and school safely in February, but experts at the University of Toledo say once that salt washes off the pavement, it enters a new chapter, one that could rewrite the biology of our streams and our rivers. It is the standard defense against Ohio winters. Tons of salt spread across highways and driveways to melt ice and provide traction. But eventually, that dissolved salt flows into storm drains and directly into freshwater ecosystems like the Maumee River and Lake Erie.
So road de-icing salts are critically important for our safety on the roadways during the wintertime. Unfortunately, when we apply these road de-icing salts, they eventually wash off into our waterways, our streams, our larger river systems, and make their way into Lake Erie. They can have negative impacts on the organisms that live in those systems.
Dr. William Hintz with the University of Toledo Lake Erie Center says the rising salinity acts like a domino effect. It starts with the smallest organisms, zooplankton. As the salt levels rise, these tiny grazers die off, and without them to eat algae, algal blooms can worsen. It's a trend researchers have tracked closely over the last 3 years in Northwest Ohio.
So over the last few years, we've measured the salinity of ecosystems all over northwestern Ohio, from the coastal wetlands to Lake Erie to a lot of the stream networks in the area. And we found that salinity levels are getting pretty high. They're above the chronic thresholds established by the United States Environmental Protection Agency.
To combat this, the state has stepped in. The Ohio EPA's H2 Ohio initiative has been awarding chloride reduction grants to local municipalities since 2023. The program offers up to $75,000 for cities to upgrade to equipment like live edge plows and brine systems that use significantly less salt. The application period for the latest round of funding just wrapped up this past Friday.
There's this kind of existential question that we have to ask is, when do we say, okay, salty fresh water is not an option?
Experts say you don't need a grant to make a difference at home. Shoveling first and using less salt, about 1 solo cup for a 20-foot driveway, can drastically reduce your personal impact. And Dr. Hintz also told me that just 1 teaspoon of sidewalk salt is enough to surpass the Ohio EPA safety standard in just 5 gallons of water. While the deadline for the most recent state grants has passed, the push for better salt management continues. Dr. Hintz says reducing salt usage by even a small percentage can have a massive positive impact on drinking water quality and wildlife. Reporting in studio, Davis Wells, WTOL 11.